Welcome this evening to the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer. Second show of the week. I'm also the host of the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show every Wednesday nights until the season kicks off for the Pittsburgh Steelers, where we talk Pittsburgh Steelers football. And speaking about football, ladies and gentlemen, next Thursday night, I'm starting to promote it now. It will be a mega cast with yours truly, with the Triple B Experience, with our boys, Steelers Realm Podcast, going live next Thursday at 8 o'clock during the NFL Draft. First round. We're going to see where the Steelers go, and we're going to talk the whole way up to it, and we are going to see who the Steelers pick. Last year, I broke my closet back here when I hit the thing when we drafted. We didn't draft a nose tackle. So this year, it's been a great offseason for the Steelers, and hopefully you guys can join us in the mega cast with my guys, my friends, podcast gurus. The Steelers Realm Podcast will all be in the house next Thursday night at 8 p.m. I will actually do a show Wednesday night before to get it all ready to go and still talk a little bit about the receivers of the Steelers and the offensive line depth going into the draft. But I also want to talk about some Indiana County's finest. I want to thank everybody for voting for the Triple B Experience. I'm going against our boys, the Steelers Realm Podcast. I'm going against a karaoke show, and I'm going against some lady who talks about sex all the time. And that's probably my stiffest competition probably is going against the sex guru lady or the energy healing or whatever she does. I just want to say this, that me and the Steelers Realm Podcast in 2023 have been doing podcasts the whole year. I just want to put that out there. So you guys see my stuff on Facebook, please go and hit like and subscribe and vote for the Triple B Experience. I know I'm an underdog. I know I'm a dark horse in this whole podcasting contests, but you never know. It would be cool as shit just to see the podcaster, my beautiful face or my rugged, handsome looks in the Renda Broadcasting pamphlet that is going everywhere in Indiana County if I win the best podcast in Indiana County. There's only four people, and me and the Steeler Realm guys are the only ones that have been doing stuff all this year. But let me get to the Facebook site. That's what I like to do. I like to interact with everybody as best as I can. Sean Robinson, thank you for tuning into the Triple B Experience. Shane, special field correspondent Shane, is in the house. Thank you, Shane. And I know it's Friday night, and I know everybody's busy. It's a glorious night outside. We got Pirate Baseball. We got a lot of stuff going on. There's concerts. There's movies. And I truly appreciate the guys and girls and everybody that can tune in into the Triple B Experience when we're going live. We also do replays, people. If you can't catch me the first time, go back on YouTube and also hit the subscribe button and also listen to the show on Spotify. What's up, Skin? Like I said, thanks for tuning in. I want to vent just 30 seconds because people think I bitch all the time. And the reason why I do bitch is because things piss me off. I can't handle stupidity, but I just want to put it out there. Me and Tammy went to Chipotle's in Indiana. Like, I don't have a video crew where I go. My future stepdaughter, I know I made her mad because I was a little angry yesterday. Me and Tammy bought, we got a bowl. I got a bowl of chicken. She got a bowl of pulled pork, at Chipotle's. We got a bag of chips apiece. She might have got some extra stuff in her bowl. I had to get a Sprite because the fucking pop dispenser thing wasn't working. Okay, that's strike one. Okay, people, just bear with me. It's just a little rant. That's all I got to say. And I know, oh, Bubba, you're just bitching. Yeah, I can bitch because I'm a paying customer and I paid $35. I didn't even have a beer. And the fountain drinks didn't even fucking work. And they didn't have any forks in the place. They didn't have any forks. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't have any forks at all. I had to eat with a spoon. It's spoon. Oh, Skin says it's never working. Bob Derry, thank you for tuning into the Triple B experience. Yeah, which is bullshit, Sean. It should, you know what they do? Because it's only 3 cents for pop, people. I know that. I used to work in a bar and a restaurant. I understand that. I know you got to make a buck. And during the after COVID time, the prices will never, ever go down. I understand that. Hey, Bob, how's it going? I understand that. But my God, $36 for 2 bowls, 2 bags of fucking stale ass chips, and I had a Sprite, and Tammy got a lemonade because that's all they served out of the thing. I effed up. I should have got a water, and I've been drinking a lot of water. See right here, I try to drink this. It's a gallon. I've been slacking on my workouts, people. It's a roller coaster ride. I got to go to the doctor's Monday. Hopefully, she won't be too pissed. It's not the doctor that I have to keep my calorie counts. And I haven't been doing that for about a week. And I'm not going to lie. I was so mad yesterday at the Chipotle incident because they didn't have garbage cans outside. We ate outside. They didn't even clean the fucking tables outside. My rant for today. They didn't even clean the tables, didn't have the garbage can, didn't have a fork, and didn't have any fucking fountain drinks. 4 strikes, motherfuckers, and you're out. I am never eating at Indiana Chipotle's again. People can say whatever they want to say about me. I'm so sorry. But you know what? I work hard for my money. I work hard for my money. I didn't get a beer. And I'm not cheap. Let me tell you, I'm not cheap because I'm just not. I like to have good service. So that was my Chipotle experience. It was shitty. Tammy can go to Chipotle's anytime. Jinx got tired of me saying the F word and she just rolled out. She rolled her eyes at me and she's like, "Oh, Bubba, you're a pain in the ass. I got to go." So that was my bad Chipotle's experience. If you ran out of forks, go to dollar store and go buy fucking some forks for your customers. Yeah, I don't eat at this Chipotle's anymore. Chipotle's. I won't eat ever again. But I did eat at the place that is a proud sponsor of the Triple B Experience podcast show, and that is Bob's Pizza. I had Bob's Pizza this week. I had 4 slices and a Wapaho, and I had a root beer. Once again, you cannot beat the price, $11. You cannot bitch. It was great. Wapaho was good. So I know that's when I fell off my wagon, eating those carbs, and I've been eating a little bit of carbs lately. So I got to get back on track. And I will, people. I went back to Watkins Boxing, hitting the bag at Brandon's place. And if you guys are in Indiana County and want to get some training, go to Watkins Boxing, hit the bag, jump some rope, hit the speed bag, do some personal one-on-one sessions of boxing with Brandon. He does it all. He's great with the kids. He's teaching Golden Gloves. It's great. It's behind the old Ironwood, Iron Grill, whatever the hell it was, Ironwood, right behind there in that plaza, back where Hello Fitness is. So I go there to lift, and then I go box. But I've been slacking, because I've been doing yard work. Now, okay, I get back to where we're going here in pulp culture. That was my little rant for today. Yes, Bob Derry, Bob's Pizza does rule, brother. Yeah, yes, it does. Yeah, hey Shane, I had a blizzard yesterday because I was so fucked off at Chipotle's. I got an Oreo blizzard. So I mean, yeah, I'm trying to eat clean too. I'm trying to work out. I'm an old guy. I'm gonna be 52. I'm a little heavy. I don't want to be heavy. No one does when you're that old. You know what I mean? I'm not spry, young chicken, but my mouth runs quicker than my legs move. So, but I want to say that last week I did a lot last week. For my personal enjoyment, I went up to Imagine Wrestling, and a big shout out to the world beater Chris Coleman winning the #1 contendership, beating Spencer Slade. I loved it. I was on my hands clapping, and he's going for the heavyweight title. So if anybody's out there On May 6th, I believe, I will be promoting it here on the podcast. Maybe we can send an Indiana contingency up to Altoona to cheer on Chris Coleman. That's right, Chris Coleman, the world beater, part of the Wrestling Megacast that we do on here. Chris is a great guy, a great victory over Spencer Slade. I was proud to be there, and I know Mr. Tap Out Donnie Fulmer was talking, and I know he's going, and I believe, and I was there with Larry Stryker and JJ from Extreme Wrestling Podcast. Troy Fritz was there. So Chris got some followers, but I would like to see all the followers that used to follow independent wrestling in Indiana County taking a little caravan up to Altoona and showing your support for the world beater, Chris Coleman, as he's going for the Imagine heavyweight title against their heavyweight champion. I'm more gorgeous than he is, Gorgeous Gregory. I'm not a big fan of Gorgeous Gregory. He's a cocky little prick. Well, he's not little, but he's a cocky, arrogant prick. And Chris Coleman at the end of the show knocked him out, and it was great. And I think he was eating bologna sandwiches through a straw right now. But that is the big match. Chris Coleman versus Gorgeous Gregory for the Imagine heavyweight title. I believe it's May 6th, I believe. I could be wrong, but I will get that dates because I will be promoting it on my social media and on this podcast, because we'll also be doing a pay-per-view pick, and Chris will be on the show, and we give him all whole support, the world beater. And the show was great. My interview with team the Rad Boys in a tag team title. They captured. They held their titles up. It was great. Those guys are full of intensity, and they beat Apollo Alexander and Tito Oric. They beat those guys, and Tito was apprehensive because he didn't want to be part of the power broker. Also, the match, another match I liked was the Gavel David Lawless, who was on the show with an interview. He won against Glenn Spector, and the heavyweight title was Jimmy the High Flying Hippie versus Gorgeous Gregory, and Gregory did beat Hippie, and that kind of sucked. But also, too, Chris Coleman got the Duke over Spencer Slade and is going into the next Imagine Wrestling as the number one contender, looking for his, I believe this is his first singles heavyweight championship in professional wrestling. And I know I'm going to be there. And I think a lot of you guys that listen to the show should go buy a ticket. We all hang out and cheer our ass off for Chris Coleman. That's what I'm saying. And then after that, I went to Monroeville. Well, I went to Altoona to the comic book store because it's a franchise from Indiana and Latrobe and Altoona. First time I went to Altoona Saturday before the Imagine show, and I went through Dollar Books. And I have a little OCD when it comes to comic books, and I bought a few. And I also went down to the Monroeville first time. I think they had a small con Sunday afternoon. It was $5 to get in. Some of the books were a little high priced. I bought a dollar books. They had a lot of dollar books, and I got some Moon Knight. I think a couple books added up to like $5 a piece. I didn't go crazy, people, which I could do when I go to comic book conventions. That is my Achilles heel. Besides that, and peanut M&Ms. But that's what I did last week. I enjoy going to comic book shows. I wish I could have a video and do it when I do that, but it's so hard trying to look for books and trying to videotape at the same time. A lot of people do this on the internet. They get a lot of views. I wish I could get, like I said, hit the smash button. And I appreciate all the support. You know, I do a lot of stuff on this podcast, on this YouTube channel. I try to be as entertaining as I can be. So let's get to the independent wrap-up. These shows will be going next week. Next week at IWC Showdown, Saturday, April 29th. Bell time, 7 p.m. So all you independent wrestling promoters that know me on Facebook, send me your cards of the matches so I can actually promote them on the Indie Wrap-Up Center here. I don't mind doing this. I love independent wrestling. I'm just trying to throw it out there and using this platform to actually promote. I know it's Friday night. I know people are going out. It's a nice night. People are cruising, but you can also hit the replay and do whatever. It is also a meet and greet at 5 p.m. to see the IWC stars. It's at CFS Bank Event Center, which was formerly Ross Traver Ice Gardens. I actually wrestled in the Ice Gardens once before. And Tammy Rao, God bless you. Thanks for tuning in to the Triple B experience. I know you're in the living room, so hopefully I'm not too loud and I don't have Jinx kicking down my door and I don't have the cats attacking me because I'm loud. But also, too, it's at 101 Gallatin Road, Pennsylvania, 15012. They'll have tickets at the door. This is a premier independent wrestling federation, guys. They're bringing in Rob Van Dam. Today or yesterday was 420. Smoke him if you got one. He's wrestling Channing Decker. I don't know who he is, but I know who RVD is. And they also have Jake the Snake Roberts. I know all about Jake the Snake Roberts because I got DDT'd by him. I actually wrestled him, and he actually pinned me because he was also the leader of the Soldiers of Fortune in the APWF in the mid late 90s, right after the Heroes of Wrestling. We brought him in. Lash brought him in because nobody else was going to, and Chris is all about controversy. And Jake, he's doing great now. He's doing Taibo and yoga and all that stuff with Diamond Dallas Page. He's working for AEW. He's doing the comedy thing, I think, Sunday the 30th in Pittsburgh, but he'll be there at IWC. The IWC heavyweight title match. This is everybody's man. The big time Bill Collier versus Derek Dillinger for the IWC heavyweight title. It'll be a great match, and Bill's going to kick his ass. Guaranteed it. I guaranteed it. The IWC high-stakes title match. Slade rules. Spencer Slade rules. You got Spencer Slade versus John McChesney with Julia Lynn. That should be a good match. That should be a really great match because A, it's Spencer Slade. Spencer Slade is $1 million, but you never know now. He's a rule breaker now. Shane Stodmiller, he's everywhere. He's on the Facebook. He's on the YouTube. Shane, you're everywhere. Glenn Spector versus Felix Cause. Glenn Spector, I've seen him lately. He's a real good veteran in the Pittsburgh area. Jimmy James and Xander Gabriel versus Bulk Nasty and Jason Tyler. The IWC title match, tag team title match. You got the brotherly love versus Lebanon Dawn, and Tito Ork. Hold on, let me get back to the Facebook because you never know who's talking and you never know what's going on here because I'm just trying to do three things at once. And also you got versus Mambo Taliano and Chase Gold versus Alexander Apollo and Anthony Young. It's a four-way IWC tag team match. You are everywhere, Shane. You are everywhere. Super Indie title match. You got AEW's Cole Carter versus former main event Gannon Jones Jr. Should be a hell of a match. And then you got this six-man tag of Katie Arquette, Andrew Palace, and Jason Aragos versus Ray Lynn, R.C. Dupree, and Jack Pollock. Nathan, Kim, thank you for turning into the Triple B experience. And you also got a handicap match with the Gavel. Oh, man, the Gavel. David Lawless and Plumber Security. Justin Plumber Security versus JC Sensation and the evil Jock Sampson. It's a handicap match. IWC next Saturday night. I'll go over it next week to make sure, you know what I mean? That's going to be the indie wrap-up. Mr. Tap Out, Donnie Fulmer's in the house. Donnie, how's it going? How's it going? So also, too, we got next Friday night, we've got Prospect Pro Wrestling. I have never been to a show. They've been running shows for a while now, and I just haven't had time. They run Friday nights, and I need to go to them, and I say I'm going to go, but it's very, very hard in my hectic schedule life. Look, it is very, very hard, but also, too, they got spring beatings in Worthington Civic Center, 214 East Main Street in Worthington, PA, 1626. That's the address, and I'll say it this week because by the time I get my podcast next week, the show will already be going. But let me get to the it's going to be Friday, April 28th at 8 p.m. Okay. Join the top wrestling prospects in the region for another intense, exciting night of wrestling action. Woo, with the tensions growing across the entire roster. I'm reading off this. I didn't have limit. The matches include the Country Hammer, Jamie Jameson versus the New Age Plague, Jason Gorey in a non-sanctioned match. That's one match. Big League John McChesney versus the Neon Ninja Facade for the 2PW Top Prospect Championship. The Brotherhood, Mike Boner versus Julian J versus the Runway, Tyler Klein and Calvin Couture for the 2PW Tag Team Championship. I get tongue-tied. I'm so sorry because sometimes I've had some concussions. Oh, okay, Shane, that's old school. Shane says that's old school. Okay, the Apex, the Reverend, my man who's all money, the Reverend Ron Hunt and Joshua Cavid versus the combination, Philip Archer and Jeremy LeVay. Peak performer Preston Everston versus the Sap Shot, CJ Sensation. Vic Braun calls out VJ Hales for his actions at 2BW Tough Luck. Social media icon, and it's not me. I try to be a social media icon. The social media icon Tad Jarvis versus poster boy Jason Hendricks with guest referee JJ Runham. Wise Guy, Gino DiCaprio and Tommy Irish versus the STDs. What a name. STDs, Corey Futuristic and Chest Felixer. Chest Flexer. Felixer is his brother. The Reaper Matt Conrad versus Gorgeous Gregory. And the Rowan Steve LaBelle versus the Lebanon Dawn, Joey Moses, and more. Card subject to change. And that is my independent wrestling wrap-up for this week. I'll go over it next week, and we'll see how it goes. So, okay. Anyway, let's get on with some WWE talk real quick. Let me get to my papers, people, my papers. May 6th is Backlash pay-per-view. We will be doing a Pick'em Megacast show the week of that. Right now, you got the Bloodline and Judgment Day. Was looking to solve each other's problem the other day. Bloodline held up their bargain. Judgment Day did not. So there's going to be some discrepancies. Because Solo defeated Rey Mysterio, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle defeated Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Also, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville have earned a #1 title shot for the Women's Tag Team Championship. The champions are Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. So maybe they'll have that match on the pay-per-view on May 6th. Hey, Chris, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Experience. And Cody tried to make an interview and try to get to Brock Lesnar. It's going to be, this is going to be a long-ass story, people. He did not get to Brock. Cody was not 100% the other night. SmackDown's on right now. And Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch is set for SummerSlam. I love Trish Stratus, and I'm all about Trish Stratus right now. So Trish is all right by me. She could turn heel. She could turn face. She could be a tweener. I don't really care. Trish Stratus is satisfaction in my eyes. So that'll be the big SummerSlam match. And she cut a hell of an promo the other day. But also, there's been despite speculation, no heat between Seth Rollins and the WWE due to the video that circulated where they during a commercial break they broke into a segment and they shortened it and changed it on the fly, indicating that he was originally to cut a promo. He wasn't happy about that, and right now, it's okay. It's okay. But also, Triple H is now part of the whole creative team. Vince McMahon is not. We're going to wait and see because the draft is coming. We shall see under this new Triple H regime how draft is going to take place. Tag teams are going to be divided. People are going to be off shows. People are going to be on shows. People from NXT is going to be called up. The draft could be entertaining like it used to be. Hopefully it is. Hopefully Triple H can pull some magic out of a hat and see how it goes. And Chris said he had some Bob's Pizza a couple days ago. So did I, Chris. I did. And I also had a Wapaho. And AEW was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oh, Britt Baker. The place is going crazy. That opened up the show. And then at the end of the show, she got her ass beat. And Adam Cole got handcuffed and saw his girlfriend get his ass beat by the New World Order of Girls. Or the Riot Act. Or the Ruby Riot Act. It doesn't matter. And then they saw Wardlow take the TV title. He won the title in Pittsburgh, PA. I can't even remember who. Oh, Hobbs. He beat Hobbs. See, AEW used to be so good, and now it's not even a must see anymore. It's terrible. Tony Khan, you need to calm the fuck down. You need to book some stuff right and create some storylines, and do it the slow approach and make your pay-per-views bigger. But that's just my opinion. They also signed Brian Cage. To a long-term deal with AEW, and they need to use him a lot more, but they don't. And Troy Fritz is in the house. Yes, Tony Storm is hot, but she's not attributable for me. I like him blonde. I do like him blonde. And yeah, I like. She's at back. She's over here behind me. But yeah, AEW was in Pittsburgh. They had Rampage tonight. FTR is tagging up with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. I do like FTR. They are the tag team champions. But like I said, Tony Khan has got to be a little bit more booking wise, be smart. And they had Art Anderson come out with Wardlow. That was great. And they had the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega get their ass beat by the combat club, and Johnny Moxley can fucking I think you can shoot him 10 times and he can still get up from it. So I mean that's just how he is anymore. So yeah, but yeah, that's all I got for that's all I got. And then they reached also too, and I'm getting off track here. The WWE has reached an agreement allowing WWE superstars to return to streaming on Twitch because they used to make money. Their agreement will feature a three-way revenue split with Twitch and the talent receiving a vast majority of the cash. Prior to the ban, several WWE stars were streaming on Twitch. That's how they actually made some revenue. The regulars included Xavier Woods and Selena Vega. So those were two big streamers that couldn't do it at that time, but now they can. So WWE is letting them do it. I think that's got Triple H written all over it. It's not McMahon. If it was Vince, he would stomp that shit out in a heartbeat and said, "You're not twitching anything." So, but yeah, that's just how it is. So, okay, where am I at here? I'm going right to MCU. I'm going to try to get this done because the Extreme Podcast, the boys from Extreme Podcast are actually doing a show at 8:45. So I'm going to give my best, and because it's very hard. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very hard to chit-chat by yourself the whole time as you're trying to be entertaining, as I damn near try to be. So please hit that like and subscribe button. So the MCU. Or other words, MCU. The MCU. Now, I don't know how many of you guys out there have Disney Plus. I do. I love Disney Plus. I watch Disney because of Star Wars and the Marvel stuff. I can't help it. I'm going to be 52 years old, and that's just the way it is. I ordered Disney Plus, and that's it. But the Spider-Man Homecoming, because they don't have any Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man Homecoming will be on Disney Plus on Friday, May 12th. If you didn't know that, if you didn't see it, but I saw it many times. I own the DVD. And also, the first Venom will be on Disney Plus, also Friday, May 12th. So they're putting them out there because they're actually getting them later now. So it'll take a couple years for the second and third and Spider-Man and the second Venom before they can go on Disney Plus. So, but I just wanted to put that out there. And Loki season 2 has not had an official release date due to Jonathan Majors with all his domestic disputes. I don't know what's going on. They're going to be looking for another Kang here very soon. Look, man, you cannot do what you're doing. But I guess as of yesterday or today, actually more people have come out. Disney is going to be like, hey, how you doing? See you later, kind of. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be like Ezekiel Miller from Flash. I don't know if I don't think Disney's going to put up with that. And I know you're innocent until proven guilty, but sometimes public opinion, and let's just put it this way, you can't be grabbing women by the throat like that. You can't. You just can't. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't try to talk about politics and stuff like that on my shows, but they might be looking for a new Kang the Conqueror. and they can find somebody. I mean, he does a great job, but you know what I mean? His agents actually got rid of him the other day, and it's not looking good. So, also, too, big rumors is I just saw this before I came on live. Adam Driver is very, very close to play Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four. He didn't want to play Doom. He was offered Doom, but I think maybe with Kylo Ren, with the mask and stuff like that, I think he wanted to play a character where you got to see his face. We'll see if he Shane, yes. Yeah, Doctor Doom is more of a way better villain than Kang anyway. Kang is just like his little bitch. Doom is the badass of badasses in the MC in the Marvel comics. Doom is the leader of Latveria, and he beat Galactus, and he beat the Silver Surfer, and he's a badass. Kang wished he was Doctor Doom. So Adam Driver is rumored to play. Now they have some big names playing Sue Storm. Now I might murder these names. I might not know who they are because I don't know a lot of female actresses. Any Punisher news? The only Punisher news, Troy, is they're filming for Daredevil. He's still filming for Daredevil. They're filming as we speak. John Berthenol is the Punisher, and he's filming stuff with Daredevil, the Reborn series on Disney. It's not going to be as super crazy it was one on Netflix, Troy. It can't get that violent because but also too, like I said before in prior podcasts, he can go crazy on creatures and zombies and vampires and shit. He could fuck them all up. He just can't get real gruesome with human beings, like he did with Jigsaw in the Netflix series and other people, you know what I mean? But the girls that the actresses that are big name rumored, news and rumors today, Mark Gold and CM Punk back in AEW, good or bad? I'm going to say good. Mark, due to the fact they need that talent to sell Wembley Stadium out, and they need to get ratings because they're not even getting 1 million views on Dynamite. They need ratings. They need ratings, Mark, and CM Punk can give them ratings. And back to wrestling just a bit. Look, everybody has attitudes with fucking people they work with and do whatever, but you know what? When you're making big money, when you can put your shit together and make big money, that's what it's all about. You don't have to like people. You just have to present the story in the ring and make money and make it believable for people to pay. Make it, just do the job. Do the job. You might not like, hey, I didn't like a lot of people I wrestled with. You know what I mean? You got to do the job. I mean, I got a bag of chips and a fucking ho-ho and a cookie. I didn't make much money. I spent more money in the wrestling business. But that'll answer your question, Mark. I think CM Punk will be good for AEW. I believe, but also, too, he could, Mark says, agreed. It's a good thing CM Punk is money no matter what. I'm Team Punk and FTR over the Elite. Yes, I'm FTR all the way. And I think Chris Jericho has a lot to do with that. Donnie Fulmer says, good, but egos need to be in check. Yes, all of them. All of them. Even my own ego needs to be in check sometimes. Sometimes I have to hit a little bit of realism on the head here as I get off the beaten path. And I'll go back to the big names for Sue Storm here in a bit. But yeah, I mean, look, you got to have an ego to be in wrestling, but you don't have to be a total fucking prick. There's some independent wrestlers probably out there that are fucking pricks too. People probably say that I was a fucking prick. I just, sometimes it's respect is earned. If you give me respect, I will give you respect back. I mean, that's just how it is. Some people, Mark, I've met in locker room wouldn't even shake my hand. So, I'm not in the business anymore, so I could call it the way it is. If you didn't shake my hand, I thought that was a sign of disrespect. And I actually dropped tag team titles for a guy who didn't shake my fucking hand, and that was one of the reasons I dropped the straps a long time ago. I'm not going to say the company, but I dropped the straps because I didn't get my handshake. They gave me disrespect, and I said, fuck that. So, and I gave Troy the fucking titles to fucking say, hey, adios. I wasn't doing it. So, I mean, my realism could get me in trouble. I'm not an ass kisser by any means. My platform, I try to be as entertaining as I can be and give it as real as it is. Egos can ruin a lot of stuff, and you have to be a team player. There's no I in team, and hopefully CM Punk can come back. I'm not a big, huge CM Punk fan by any means, Mark. I am not. But also, too, what is best for business, sometimes you got to make it what's best for business, and they're not getting that million share of TV ratings. Jim Cornette said it the best. So, Donnie Fulmer says a lot of people blame Punk, but everybody's involved. Someone antagonized the situation. You're absolutely right, Donnie. Cooler heads could have prevailed. A little bit of verbal judo could have handled the situation. But when you have all those egos fucking right in there, it was a fucking melting pot of disaster. And that was a shame because I mean him getting hurt did not help. Winning the title and getting hurt did not help. I think they pushed him too quickly. I like the story that WWE is doing with Cody now because I get it. I was unhappy at WrestleMania, but I get it. It is the long story. Now, if that story with the long story doesn't transpire to the ending that I'd want, then I'm going to be pissed because they brought me on a journey and the ending was terrible. And I don't like that. So, but anyway, let me get back to these Sue Storm big names. Vanessa Kirby, who was in The Crown and the Fast and Furious and Hobbs and Shaw. I guess she looks like Sue Richards in the comic books. I don't know much about her except for that. She was the number 1 rated. Now, Mila Kunis, the 70s show. Who doesn't like her? I love her because she can add a little bit of comedy to Sue Storm. Well, Sue Richards. And she was in the 70s show and Black Swan, but that wasn't the first time that her name's been mentioned. So, Allison Williams was Megan and also in Get Out, but she's notable in more horror genre movies, and the MCU is not a horror genre situation. Fourth is Jodie Comer in Killing Eve, and Free Guy and The Last Dole. Benjamin, thanks for tuning in. Good evening. She won an Emmy for Killing Eve. She's also blonde, and she looks like Sue Richards. She looks like the Invisible Girl. So those are the 4 names that are speculated to become Sue Storm, Sue Richards, the Invisible Girl in the MCU, and we'll go from there. Driver is going to be the first one, and they got to get the Thing and Johnny Storm. So we shall see. But I just want to say this. Last night was the last episode of Star Trek Picard, and if you never saw Picard Season 3, you are missing out. What a storyline from 35 fucking years. Mwah. You got to watch the whole last episode. It's 10 episodes. I don't want to spoil it because it was out yesterday. I don't want to be that kind of asshole. But if you can use it, if you got Paramount Plus, go back and hit and watch Picard. All season 3, 1, 2, and 3. I liked all of it. I thought it was really great. I thought the ending scene was really, really spectacular. And like I said, just watch the whole episode of episode 10. I was happy with Picard. 35 years in this story, and they ended it very, very well. So if you're a Trekkie, if you like Star Wars, I do like Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. I love Star Wars. You get them all confused. Go in and watch Picard. Star Trek. They got some more Star Trek coming. Strange Worlds coming. Episode 10, yes. Episode 10 was awesome. All of season 3 was great. I agree with you, Sean. I totally agree with you. It was awesome. Patrick Stewart, 80-some years old, gave a fucking performance of his life. All of the whole cast and crew. It was one last nostalgic ride on the Enterprise. And if I'm not going to tell you anymore, I don't want to be that kind of guy. I don't like that, but you need to tune in. Now let's get to the main event. The main event this evening, quick, and because I don't know if you guys have watched the last episode of The Mandalorian. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I mean, everything I love, I talk about on this podcast. The Mandalorian last season, the season-ending episode 8. I don't want to go on about it too much because I know some people didn't see it yet, and I don't want to spoil it. They tied up a whole bunch of loose ends. Some people were not liking it, but I'm here to tell you, as a Star Wars fan, I loved it. it takes me back, and it just makes me proud to watch The Mandalorian and I love Star Wars stuff. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand it or don't like it. The Mandalorian, I tell you what, Moff Gideon, like I said, he was back in the last episode, and you will see a climactic finish like you've never seen before. You will see. I don't want to get too crazy because it's not fair to people that haven't watched it. I just want to give my thumbs up to it. I'll put it this way. Yeah, Sean, it was good, but it was way too short. I believe that they should have did. Shane gives it a 7 out of 10. Well, they had to set up the Mandalorian storyline. That's where Benjamin says he loves Star Wars. That's where Din Djarin had to take a step back. It was like Boba Fett, where Boba Fett had to take a step back in its series. Din Djarin had to take a step back and then let Bo-Katan be a little bit more of the storyline. Nathan Morgan, thanks for tuning into the Triple B Experience. We're talking Star Wars talk. That's what I'm saying. He had to take a step back and let Bo-Katan do her stuff with all the Mandalorians, and that was the storyline. But I want to say that they had me going because they thought, and everybody thought, even the fucking people that have fucking 300,000 people to have their podcast thought that the Armorer was the spy. How you doing, Nate? They thought the Armorer was a bad guy, and they were proven wrong. So I don't give a flying bejesus if you got 50 fucking subscribers or if you got 5 million subscribers. Everybody got that wrong. Everybody got that wrong. So, and I'm not going to say what, but it was wrong. Well, Shane, season 2 was strong because at the end you had Luke Skywalker. That was the biggest thing that ever happened in any type of streaming thing that, that blew everybody's nut, dude. That was the biggest thing ever. That blew fucking the internet on fire. It blew it up. It blew it up. That's why. I don't know if, I don't know. It couldn't top that. It can't top that. But the thing is, though, they're making a Mandalorian movie. They got season 4 coming. The Ahsoka series is coming. The universe of Star Wars is expanded. And these movies are going to be I honestly think that the Mandalorian movie is not going to be just one movie. Chris Ward, thanks for tuning in. Robbie, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Experience. I believe it's going to be a trilogy, and that's the way it should be. You can't just end it all with Mandalorian in one movie because that's a cash cow. I mean, who's not going to go see the Mandalorian in fucking movie theaters? Unless it's Indiana movie theater, because Indiana movie theater is terrible. You know what I mean, Shane? It's god-awful. It's like chalk outlines. The popcorn tastes like paint. It's ridiculous. I'm not happy with a lot of stuff in Indiana, man. But I am trying to be happy to win the best podcast in Indiana County. And I tell you what, if I win, they're going to be pissing. They're going to be pissed off, and they're going to see my beautiful face on the cover of the podcasting category. Myself, Steelers Realm Podcast. We're the only 2 podcasts that actually been going strong in 2023. I'm running 2 to 3 shows a week, sometimes 3. It all depends. I like doing it. I think I try to be as entertaining as I can be. And, but like I said, everybody got to have their opinion of The Mandalorian. I don't want to give too much out because it's so recent. Some people haven't seen the final. I don't want to say too much because my other half has not seen it. She's 4 behind. I got to rewatch it again, and I will. And I don't want to give too much away. But go watch Picard. Go watch The Mandalorian. 2 science fiction franchises that are the best in our lifetime. Where can you go? Okay, so if you're a Trekkie and you get fucked off because you're a Star Wars fan, you're a Star Wars fan because you get fucked off at Kirk. Even Steven. I do like Star Wars a little better than I like Star Trek. But Captain Kirk used to beat everybody's ass and hook up with alien chicks. And God bless William Shatner. You know what I mean? William Shatner still hates me because I told him that Brad Gifford said his best movie was Dodgeball, and it made him mad. He was pissed. He was so pissed. But anyway, like I said, hit like and subscribe. Smash the YouTube channel button for this show. You guys can watch the replay. Double D, Todd DeFazio, how you doing, brother? You can watch the replay. You can go and hit Indiana County's vote for yours truly for the best podcast. If I said it before, I'll say it again. I am the dark horse, and they do not want me to win it. Me and the Steelers Realm podcast are the only podcasts that have been going right in 2023. We're going against a karaoke team. Nothing wrong with them. I can out-sing them. Give me a karaoke mic, and I'll do whatever. See you, brother. Take care. And also that sex guru that won last year, if you got to put a little bit of sex and show your shit to win, I ain't showing my shit. I'm just verbally being entertaining. And I got you beat, honey. I got you beat. Yeah, I got you beat. You take that to the bank. So everybody vote for the Indiana County's number one podcast, the one you're listening to right now, the Triple B Experience. Show Indiana County, because I know they'd be pissed off if I won. The Dark Horse, Rising of the Phoenix. And, hey, whatever. I'll drink a beer on the thing. We'll do a little celebration. I'll get some champagne. Thanks, Troy, for voting. You can vote daily. And also, if you just tuned in, you can hit the replay button, and you can watch me again. I'm going to get out of here because I got to get some stuff done, because next Thursday night is the Triple B Steelers Realm MegaCast Draft Show. We are going to go up to when the Steelers are drafting. I'm going to get advertisements out for that. It's going to be live at 8 o'clock. You can watch the draft with me, and I'm watching the draft as you are too. Hopefully the Steelers can get something. I'll see everybody this Wednesday when I start talking a little bit more about the Steelers with the receivers and the depth in the offensive line going into draft. And who do I think we're going to pick? That's Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And everybody, thank you for tonight. I appreciate it. God bless you. I love you all for tuning in. But if you want to tune into something, go to Extreme Wrestling Podcast. They are going live right now to talk wrestling. If you want to talk wrestling, because I'm going to jump on and check those guys out, because I didn't want to compete against those guys while they're doing a podcast, because they're great guys. Because I'm going to jump on, and that's the way I am, man. So, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great weekend. I'll see everybody Wednesday. Stay safe. And if you have to drive, take a taxi. And if you need a beer, see Alley Cat Beverage. And if you need some pizza, contact Bob's Pizza in Indiana. Everybody, thank you. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. I'm out of here.